Hello, you nine. I really hope you've had a lovely half term, you've enjoyed the weather, and you've managed to get outside, have a rest, have a break from staring at a screen for the week, and do something else instead. Um, Nevertheless, we are back with our remote learning for, well, what looks like the whole of this half term. And so, what I'm trying to do here is lay out from the start what I think you could manage this half term, make it as clear and explicit as possible, with some sort of core tasks that really everyone should try and do, unless your circumstances really are very, very awkward. But I'm hoping that absolutely everyone will do these core tasks, plus a series of extra extension tasks or optional tasks for you to do if you've got the time or you really want to push your music on. I'm going to talk you through them, and hopefully they'll make sense and they'll be easy to follow. Okay?
So as I said, I've tried to split the work into sort of core stuff that really to keep on top of things and keep your music moving forward you ought to do, and then some optional things to sort of like stretch you further, improve your musicianship. That if you've got the time or energy to do, then that would be great. Depending on what work you've done before half term, you might have already completed some of these tasks anyway, which would be good. But I'm trying to balance out all the time, making sure that everyone's got enough to be improving all the time, but also that you're not finding it overwhelming. And so it's obviously difficult from my own home to work out who's managing. Those of you that did respond to my plea for information in the little survey I sent out before half term, generally speaking, seem to be fine. But I only got 2/3 of the class fill that in, and so it means that I'm always slightly not totally in the picture as to who's doing what. Anyway, the most important thing is if at any point you think that you're getting behind or you're struggling or you need extra help or something, then you've got to get in touch. I don't want you to get behind, but on the other hand, I don't want music to be the cause of stress either, because that's not the purpose of music, is it? Anyway, there we go. So, with your performance work, it's crucial that you keep practicing. If you can, you must keep your practicing going. If you're having a lesson with someone still via Zoom or Skype or whatever you're using, then that's obviously fantastic. But even if you're not, that doesn't matter. But it is so important that you keep your practice going. If you run out of music, let me know. I can always find something for you. Apart from anything, if you've got an instrument that's not played for a while, it might seize up. Brass players, wind players, if you don't use your cornet, you don't use your saxophone, the mechanism will stop working, and then you'd have to get it repaired, and getting something repaired like that at the minute would probably be very, very difficult. So keep those instruments working and moving. And like I say, if you don't know what to sing or play, get in touch with me. You could, as an optional thing, record a piano part. Oh, sorry, I could record a piano part for you rather than you having to record it yourself. Sorry about that. And you could also send a recording again of you playing another performance. I've had a quick listen into some of the ones that you sent me just before half term, and after the holiday I'm going to really dive into those and have a good listen. I'm really looking forward to hearing you all sing and play. I can't wait. It's going to be probably the most exciting thing about schoolwork in lockdown is going to be actually to hear some music from you. So that's fantastic. So there's your performance. For composition, I set 3 harmony starter tasks before the half-term holiday. They were real quick tasks to do. I don't think they're terribly long. The difficulty is if you're not in a situation where you've got Sibelius downloaded yet, then you're going to struggle. If you have got Sibelius downloaded, then you need to crack on with picking at least one of those and having a go at it. All the materials are still in the general channel of Teams, so you just have to scroll back up and find the links to the YouTube videos and the instructions that are there. You could, as an optional task, and I really hope that a good number of you will want to do this because it will improve your composing. You could use Sibelius or an online notation package called Noteflight, which I'll explain separately how this works. You could pick one of those 3 tasks and you could turn it into a longer piece. It'd be really great to hear some more substantial composition. It is optional, but those that do this will definitely push their composition on further than if you don't. I'm going to show you how you might develop one of those harmony starting tasks into a full piece, because I've written a full piece based on a starter. So I've kind of done this, and I'm going to try and demonstrate how you might do that. So that'll follow later in the half term. With your listening, once a week you need to listen to 3 pieces, you need to date them, state why you think they're that date, and then fill them in on your A3 timeline. Remember, if your A3 timeline is in a folder at school, there is an electronic copy of it in Teams, in the files, in the further listening folder. So you've not got an excuse not to be able to just download that. Please don't print it. It's an A3 document. Your printer probably isn't A3 and it'll print funny. So what you need to do is just download it as a Word document and type a little text box in and fill that in. Down the line, when we get back into school, we can copy them up or print them out in school A3. I don't really mind how we do it, but it's really important that you keep listening to new music and that you have a go at that. In my questionnaire that I sent out before the holiday, I said if I were to provide you with a video that would help you understand more about the different styles of music, would you be interested in watching it? The overwhelming majority said yes, that'd be great. So for this first quiz, one of the 3 pieces, I've also produced a supporting video that talks through different styles of jazz music to try and help you. Now, it's great that people say they want to watch these, but I'm just going to have just a little plea here. When you have a YouTube channel and you make videos, not only does it tell you how many views your video gets, it also tells you how long, on average, each viewer views the video for. So let's say there's a 10-minute video up there, and it says that the average viewing time is 3 minutes. Well, it obviously means that you might have looked at it, but you haven't quite found the stamina to sit and watch it all the way through. Now, that may have happened already with this video, and you may already have given up before you're hearing me talk through this on here. It doesn't tell me who stopped when, but it does tell me what the average viewing time is. Look, I know that you'd rather be sat in a classroom at school with me there talking to you. I'm sure I would as well. But as far as I can see, this is by far the best alternative. And that means having the patience to try and sit and actually watch these all the way through. I like making them for you because I kind of feel like I'm indirectly talking to you. But they do take a while to do, and it would be really great to think that you have got the stamina to sit and listen to my waffle all the way through. So that's just a little plea. If you've requested help, it's going to come in the form of some sort of video because that's usually the best way I can do it. But it does require you to actually sit and watch it. It's not going to go in by magic if you watch the first 2 minutes. Anyway, there we go. Now, my second task is that you're going to do some, and this is a sort of kind of a core task, if you like. You're going to do some personal research into a favourite piece of music. And I don't really mind what that piece is. It could be a song you like. It could be anything. It could be a piece you played or sung. It could be classical, could be jazz, could be pop, could be anything. And you're going to present it as a PowerPoint for the penultimate week of term. And when I say more detail will follow separately, in the next few slides, I'm going to explain to you how you might go about doing that. You could continue to improve your theory by attempting further papers and uploading them to Teams when they're complete. Those of you that have done that, I think I'm on top of all the marking now of all the completed ones. It's been really great to see you do it, and the standard is definitely improving. Again, 1-2 people have said, I can't do this question because I don't understand how, and again, I need to probably help you by making a video talking you through it. But again, I did one on compound time signatures. It's been watched a few times, but certainly not by everyone who's a grade 3, 4, 5 theory standard. And again, it's not been watched all the way through. So if you want help, that's fine. I will provide you with help, but you've got to do your bit and actually sit and watch the thing. Okay? Now, my final thing here is that I promise you that if you ignore all the optional tasks, this will not damage your chances of doing well next year and beyond. Look, I've got to get the balance right here. I've got to provide something which is a minimum, which means that we're all going to be making progress. And if you do these core tasks, you will be making progress, and that'll be good. Let's not kid ourselves, though. Those people that do all the optional tasks are probably going to improve further than those people who do the core ones. But by doing these core tasks, it means that you at least keeping things ticking along. Okay? I think by doing those core tasks every week, I don't think it's I worry about, am I setting too much work? Is it too little? I don't think it's too much to think that you've got 5 hours a fortnight. I'm also here trying to minimise the need for you to have logged onto this, loaded this, printed that, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to make it as straightforward as possible. So in order to help you make it straightforward, when you're doing one of the listening quizzes, where do you find your materials? Well, the pieces of music you need to listen to are located in files. So you'll find files at the top of the general channel in our room, in our team. Click on there, and then you're looking for class materials, further listening. And then I'm trying to number the files in order, and it should match. So for the first quiz after half term, you'll need files 7, 8, and 9. The quizzes then are all in assignments, and you could you find those there. Now, this is another little thing. I wonder how many people have realised this. Once a quiz has been returned by me, have you checked my feedback? Because I am trying to provide you with accurate information that will help explain my answers, and also, where necessary, I write a little note on what you've put as well. So I've just done a quick screenshot of what it looks like. So there's the question, there's someone's reasons here, and then here's me explaining what would have got you the marks, the date ranges, so on and so forth, and then other potential composers. And then sometimes it'll be that it's necessary that I need to make a little comment which explains something or justifies something, and I might then even give you something else to try and have a little look and a listen to help you improve your understanding. So if you're thinking, well, he's not telling me anything about how I'm getting on with these quizzes, I have no idea how I'm doing, that's because you've not located this. How do you find these comments? Well, you've got to actually click back into the assignment, click back on the Microsoft Forms link where the assignment's set, and then you should be able to scroll down and read my comments. Go and look for them, because again, what's the point in me giving you feedback if you aren't going to read it? I might as well not bother, but I want to bother. I want to try and help you. Please go and read your feedback. Now, as I said, completing the core tasks only. If you're just doing the core tasks and no optional tasks, this is what your music will look like sort of every week, every fortnight. It means practicing your instrument or singing once or twice a week. It means completing across the whole half term, not one a week, one harmony starter task. And that might mean that you need to use Noteflight. Hang on a minute, just going to get the phone. Right, well, the phone rang, and I was prank called by my own children. No joke. Anyway, sorry about the interruption. So here we go again. I forgot where I got to. Oh, yeah, so your harmony star task, you only need to do one. And if you're one of the people that comments on the fact that you've not been able to locate how to do Sibelius because the instructions are too complicated, your Mac or laptop or whatever it is won't do it, then you can use Noteflight. And I think that that's something that you'll definitely manage with. It works online. You just Google it, make a free account, and you could have a little play around with it. It works in a similar way to Sibelius, but you could have a go at that. But you only need to do one of those short harmony starter tasks, not full composition, okay? You need to do a weekly quiz, and then you've got about 6 weeks to prepare a PowerPoint about a piece of your choice. I think it's definitely less than 2 to 3 hours a week, and I hope it's really manageable for everyone. And honestly, just doing this will not disadvantage you in terms of your own individual personal grade. You should still be able to make good progress doing these tasks. Like I said before, we're also got to be honest and admit that if someone was to do everything here and all of the optional tasks, then that's going to really be beneficial to them. But I will make sure that you don't struggle if you've done all of these core tasks. What about your presentation of a piece of music? This is how this is how to go about it. PowerPoint is probably the way to go here. Obviously, if you've not got access to PowerPoint, then again, let me know. If you don't let me know, I can't do a lot about it. Choose something you'd like to listen to, but check that you've got something to talk about it using the criteria coming now. It'd be ideal if you could find a musical score of it, so you can actually look at the music. You could even take screenshots of the music and show them in the PowerPoint. And if you can't find printed music of the piece that you want to discuss, then ask me. Again, don't just think, oh, well, I can't find it, so I'm not going to bother. That's taking the sort of easy way out. Ask me, I can track down most pieces for you. Then create a presentation about the piece, analysing all the aspects of Dr. G. Smith. If you're rusty about Dr. G. Smith, I've done something for Year 8 to talk them through it. Why don't you have a little watch? So that's a YouTube link there in the box number 3 to take you to my talking through Dr. G. Smith again. It's a while since you've heard me witter about it. If you want a quick recap, that's what to do. And then the fourth thing here, if you're feeling really ambitious, rather than just presenting it as slides for me to read, what would be really great is why don't you try and talk over it? It's not as hard as it seems to do. If you've got a computer that's got any sort of microphone built into it, and let's face it, I think virtually all of them do, you should be able to manage that without too much difficulty. I've done an example of it, talking through a piece of minimalist music for year 8, using all of Dr. G. Smith, and you could have a little watch of that as well, and that's the second YouTube link here. So if you're thinking about the nuts and bolts of your presentation and you do want to try and narrate your own, you might have watched my attempt at it, but what'd be really good for you is to watch Mr. Pepper showing you how to do it. So it's a really short video that he's done explaining how to add narration to a PowerPoint, so I can listen to what you have to say about the music. You could add a screenshot of the score as well. So if you got that as a file, you could, if you really want to, print it out, take a photo of it and add it. But what works really well is using Windows snipping tools. So if you go into the if you're on a Windows-based computer, you go into the search bar in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and type in snip. It'll come up with Windows snipping tool, and that allows you to cut out bits of the the screen. If you're on a Mac, you can go Shift Command plus F4. You could trim out an extract of the music by using a website like Audio Trimmer. And if you want tips on PowerPoint, I bet you can also help each other. Use the Ask Each Other channel, and I bet you're all better at it than I am. So look, I really hope that you can get your teeth into all of that, and that it'll help you through your work this half term. Go on then, folks, let's get cracking. Well done.